good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be talking about the different things from Madden 22 to Madden 23. Obviously, you guys know I played the beta. We made a couple videos going over the beta. We're getting closer to Madden 23 dropping. I don't know how many days exactly are left, because I know it comes out this the night of the 16th. It really comes out the 17th if you get the early pre-order, but it's really like the 16th because think about it. You know, is it really the next day unless you go to sleep? So it's really like the 16th at midnight. So basically the 16th, right? So however many days that is, I think it's like 17, 18 days. I have no idea, right? But back to what we were talking about. We're going to talk about different changes from 22 to 23, good, bad. I'm just going to give you a quick 11 things that I noticed from the beta. Obviously there's a lot more than this. This video could be extremely long, but I just wanted to kind of break down a lot of important things. If there's others that you know, go ahead and comment them down below. But let's go ahead and get into this. First one is the user movement on defense. In Madden 22, I didn't really have a problem with the user movement. I know at first a lot of people had problems with it, and you know, could it have been a little bit better? Yes, but I honestly didn't have a problem with it. In Madden 23, the user movement feels like a lot more smoothed out. It feels a lot more finished. It feels really good. And this is even with using some shitty users. At times, I even had linebackers or guys that just weren't very good, but it still felt really good. So that is a very good plus, because you guys know Madden 22, one of the biggest problems is defense overall. And, you know, that's a big plus for the defense in 23, because you guys know the defense in 23 is really nice. Throwing the football in Madden 23 kind of reminds me of how it was in Madden 20. Madden 22, I think, was probably one of the best, I guess you could, I don't want to say the best throwing Madden ever, but, you know, the offense was so easy. Throwing the ball felt really good with pass lead or gunslinger. You had all these options. In 23, really, if we're being honest, you kind of only have one option. You like pass lead is the only good option, because gunslinger is really not that good anymore, because it's just a faster throwing motion. There's no velocity on the football, so it's almost kind of essential to not having a throwing ability. That's why it kind of like, if you've played Madden 20, you'll kind of see it kind of reminds you of how it was throwing the ball in there. So is that like a downgrade though? No, honestly, I don't have a problem with it. You know, throwing the ball shouldn't be completely easy how it was in 22. So I guess throwing the ball in 23 will definitely be a lot more difficult. So for some of you guys that might have struggled throwing the ball in 22, you're going to struggle a lot more in 23. Defense as a whole in Madden 23, I think we could all agree, anyone that's played the beta or anyone that you've heard play the beta, say the same thing. Defense is just amazing. Obviously, I'll get into some of like the, you know, the actual like things in it. We already kind of talked about the user, but defense, you know, biggest problem Madden 22 was defense. 23, it's not going to be easy to score, I'll tell you that. Weak boxing is no longer in Madden. In Madden 23, you cannot get weak boxed. If you're like, what is weak boxing? Basically, let's say you come out in dime 146, right? And let's say I come out in a very heavy package like goal line, or I come out in some I form, or a very heavy package, right? And you're in a very light package, dime 146. Basically what would happen is you would get weak boxed, and your guys, you know, where your guys get pancaked and everyone's falling on the ground. That's what weak boxing is. That is no longer in Madden 23. Now, it's a good and a bad thing, because like weak boxing makes sense when people are in very little packages, but at the same time, I don't feel like just because, you know, one person gets touched, everyone's getting pancaked. Like, I feel like, you know, the linebackers and safeties, they should, but like, you know, the bigger people that actually, you know, shouldn't really be getting thrown down, I don't think they should be. The point I'm making is it's no longer in the game, so down 146 is probably going to be very good in Madden 23. Spin moves in Madden 23 are almost unusable. They're very bad, and trust me, yes, I've used people that have very good spins. I've used Lamar Jackson, who I don't remember what his rating was, but it was really high, and his spin was definitely better than some of the other people's spins I used, but it just wasn't really good. In this Madden, you're probably going to see a lot of people juking, jurdling, stiff arms, and trucks. Spinning is probably, I mean, there's always a time and a place for some move, but it doesn't feel very good. And obviously in Madden 22, spins were, I mean, everyone was spinning. Like, it was the best move. Kind of reminds me, I think it was Madden 18. I don't know if any of you guys played that. I remember the spins in that game were like, I think it was the spins. They were just absolutely broken in that game. that was a little bit of a different story. But yeah, Madden 23, you can't really spam journals, and what I mean by that is, let's say you journal to the left, you can't immediately journal to the right. It's like a 1 second delay. So let's say you journal to the left, there's going to be like a 1 second delay, and then you could journal to the right. It's kind of like, I know it's not a really big thing, but it is a difference that I see, because in Madden 22 you could just journal, spam it. 23, it's a little bit of a delay, so it seems like they're trying to limit our movement a little bit, which in Madden, in my opinion, you know, Madden's not really a big user game. It's more about just knowledge, knowing, you know, how to set up your play and just etc, etc. I feel like they're trying to take out the user, the stick, and all that stuff, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. Bulldozer in Madden 23 has some different animations. I use Bulldozer pretty much all of Madden 22. I usually use power back, so I run the ball, and there's some pretty nasty animations you got in 22. I noticed in 23, they're kind of different, and at first I thought Bulldozer wasn't even working, but then I realized, oh, this is just kind of different animation. I can't remember off the top because it's been a while since I played that beta. It was like, what, June? So but I just noticed some different animations, and the way the abilities kind of light up. At first I didn't even think the abilities were lighting up, but they are. It's just very like a brief light, and it's really quick. So yeah, contains seem like they work at Madden 23. Now I'm saying it seems like it because we all know Madden 22 and really almost every Madden, contains have never worked, but in Madden 23, from what I've noticed, every time I see them, like I set a contain, I was able to keep that quarterback in the pocket. Now this is what they would do. I would set the contain. Basically, the defensive ends, they would take like a wider angle around the offensive lineman to like try, if they, let's say they snap the ball and immediately try to roll out, they're taking like this wider angle to make sure the quarterback doesn't really get out the pocket. So now obviously, that's why I said it seems like it, because I'm not going to say contains are going to work this year. They seem like they work in the beta. It seemed like they did a good job. When the game drops, you know, they could roll a patch out, things could change. So yeah, players are actually picking passes off in Madden 23. So, you know, sometimes a guy will just he'll stand by the ball, won't even animate. Maybe he'll swat the ball, or he'll just do something stupid. At Madden 23, for the most part, obviously those things still happen just a little bit here and there. Nowhere near as much as Madden 22. Now, trust me, I played a lot of online games, so I feel like I could speak on this for 23. Like, these guys are picking passes off, and I've seen some crazy like pick animations where they'll go up, catch it with one hand, some crazy things. Mind you, with no Pickards, this is just straight up. Some of this was in regs, and you know how regs is. Guys don't get those, you know, one-handed picks. Like, at least I don't think they do. I don't really play regs, so but I also played Ultimate Team on there, and I've seen some crazy things too. So guys are picking passes off. So if you're throwing Stevies, be careful. Pass rush on Madden 23 is insane. On Madden 22, I feel like one of the biggest things was it was hard. It was just hard sometimes to, you know, blitz, draw heat up, or just get pressure sometimes, which is why it was such an easy Madden for, like, you know, offense. Like this year, like these guys are getting pressure. Like I said, I think 1-4-6 is going to be really good. Some people are talking about they might be running 3-4. I think 4-6 might be pretty good. Obviously, I'll be running my nickel normal because I was running nickel normal just with a normal 4-man rush, and these guys are getting to the quarterback. I mean, I'm serious. They're really getting there. So the pressure from 22 to 23 is a huge difference. Like if you're sitting there dropping back, trying to throw your little post route or your coverage beater every play, it's not going to work. Last one is that defenders break on every single throw in Madden 23. Like Madden 22, that was another big problem on defense. You see how we talked about a lot of things on defense because they improved a lot of things on defense. In 22, let's say a guy throws the ball, your defender is not so many times the defender just doesn't break on the ball. He's still like he has absolutely no reaction to what's going on, even if the thing is right in front of his face. In 23, it's the complete opposite. When that ball's in the air, everyone's flying to it. So that is really good to see. And I even notice sometimes like deep blues, let's say a deep blue, no one's going deep on him, right? He can obviously see that, but he has like a guy running a route near him deep, like a cross or something. He will go play that crosser, kind of like how it was in older Madden. So like I said, it's going to be a very defensive Madden. I'm glad to see that they fixed a lot of that stuff with it, but obviously a lot of this could change. The game could drop. They dropped that one big update to completely change the game. This has happened the last couple years, so we'll really just have to wait and see. But those are kind of just some things I wanted to kind of show, I guess, talk about that have changed from Madden 22 to Madden 23. Hopefully, you know, they don't ruin the game, because as of right now, from playing the beta, I think it's going to be a really good game. So we're going to have to wait and see. But that's pretty much gonna do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.